Matthew?
Sure. Matthew Lee, Inner City Press, on behalf of the Free UN Coalition for Access. Thanks for the briefing and for showing the video. You mentioned the kind of the colonial roots of the law, and I remember when the Commonwealth heads of government met in Sri Lanka in November. An article said that some 41 out of 53 Commonwealth members actually outlaw homosexuality in one form or another. So the Indian Prime Minister didn't go for other reasons, but do you think that the UK, as master of the Commonwealth or originator of the Commonwealth, do they bear some special responsibility? And what do you think through this Commonwealth structure can be done? And also, just as a India-specific question, I've seen these stories about extortion, basically like since the ruling that people are asked to pay money or are beaten up. And do you think that can anything be done about that even either prior to the case, or are those cases taken seriously enough as they should be? Thanks.
Well, I would like to begin by answering the first part of your question. I do not think present-day UK can be held responsible in any way for a colonial law which was made by a mentality of 200 years ago. No culture can be held responsible for how they were a couple of hundred years ago for what the situation is today. The only people who are responsible is right now, I would say, is the current judiciary. They need to revise old laws. That's why we have a Supreme Court. That's why we have a legal system. The legal system also has to change with the changing times. And unfortunately, when it comes to LGBT issues, it has not changed. And that is why there is an outrage of protests and demonstrations across India and across other countries also in the world with their respective administrations. As for blackmail is concerned, 377 is being used to blackmail people rigidly, even more so now than it was done before, since the reinstatement of 377. And besides that, I just believe that people, even if they want to reach out to the police in India, even if they want help, most of the people have not even come out to their families in our country. It's a taboo. It's a cultural taboo right now because nobody can openly talk about it. Nobody can openly educate about it. The health workers, health administrators are having a lot of challenges in the field of HIV, AIDS, and sexually contracted diseases. They also need an open channel to work with. And henceforth, it is very important to remove this colonial law or amend it that the LGBT does not fall in the direct line of fire. Thank you.
Charles?
Thank you. If I may just add, because Pamela also had a question before about the High Commissioner's position, and I wanted to also pick up on the point you made about how many countries, in fact, still do criminalize same-sex relationships, and how many, in many of those cases, it is a direct legacy of British colonialism. And reflects the values of Victorian England rather than modern-day universal human rights values.